Hey Taurus, welcome back. I hope you all had a good Memorial Day weekend. Sorry I'm late getting this out. This is your June monthly, so this is for the month of June. I'll be back next week with your weeklies, and I'm gonna try and get some new moon bonuses out this weekend. We'll see if I actually am able to do that, but the new moon is on June 1st or 2nd, I think it's the 1st. So that's a great time to start manifesting and creating something new. So I want to get those out to you. But like I said, not sure, because this week is kind of busy and I have my kids a lot. So it'll just really depend on how much they actually let me get done. All right. Reminder, this is general. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. This is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs, so check your other videos out, see what messages are in those for you. And please like and subscribe to the channel so you'll be notified of your future readings that come out. And I think that's about all. Yes, I'm playing with the camera angle a little bit. I got a new setup here, so I'm still working with it. Let me know if you'd rather see me, you like seeing the cards, you like it this way. Just let me know in the comments. I don't know what I want to do yet. All right, let's get into it, Taurus. All right, we have the Five of Swords reversed. The Vulture Spirit. Nothing is wasted. Fresh approach. Have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious. And full moon in Libra, a win-win outcome is forecast. I didn't read that wrong. I feel like it was wrote wrong, but I would say forecasted, but whatever. Okay, so overall, with the Five of Swords here and the reverse, definitely how you want to see this card come out. You're over the conflict. If you were conflicted internally about something, you're no longer conflicted about it, but really you're avoiding conflict. You're over the conflict. You're done with it. You don't want any part of it. The conflict is over, at least for you. Not sure who won or if anybody won or if it was a win-win situation here, but yeah, you're done. You're over with it. You don't have time for it. You have better things to do. You're just not participating in conflict and lowering your vibration is what I'm getting with that. The Vulture Spirit, nothing is wasted. I feel though the conflict that you had, that you're getting over, that you're leaving, it wasn't in vain. So even though it felt childish and petty, I feel like you got something out of it. And I don't mean that like you got something out of like just being petty and all of that. I mean, you got something out of it. You learned a lesson. You learned that you don't have time for that. You don't want to be a part of that. You don't want to be a part of gossip or, competition, unhealthy competition, that type of thing. So really, yeah, on the surface, this was pretty petty, I feel like, but you learned something from it, okay? And I feel like you learned something from it here with this fresh approach. You're kind of approaching things differently. So maybe it doesn't escalate to this petty conflict. Not that I'm saying you're being railroaded or you're just, you're going to be a pushover from now on. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying, maybe you've learned how to not let it get that far, or you've learned when to walk away, when nobody's going to win, all right? There's not going to be a solution. It's just fighting for fighting. And so you've definitely got something out of this, okay? You've learned something, and you're taking what you've learned and kind of approaching things differently going forward. So that's definitely... I really feel like I said, on the surface, I feel like this was petty and just really not worth your time. But in the end, I feel like what you learned from it and what you're going to take moving forward is actually going to have made it worth it, even though what y'all were squabbling or, you know, arguing about was really meaningless. Play, have fun, celebrate, don't be so serious, okay? That could be another thing that you're taking forward, is that you're going to not be all work and no play. You're going to start incorporating some fun in your life. And if you haven't really thought of that part of it, you should. Okay, all work and no play, that's no fun. Spending your time in this Five of Swords energy when it's in the upright is not worth your time. Just have fun, celebrate a little bit. It is summertime. I know it's not officially summer, I don't think, on the calendar, but I'm in Georgia and it's already in the 90s, so it's summertime here. The kids are out of school. So for me, it's summer. So have fun, celebrate, don't take things so seriously. And there is a win-win outcome forecasted. So I feel like with all of this moving forward, and even with you leaving this pettiness behind, nobody's really going to get hurt from it. Nobody's going to lose. There's no loser here. So in the end, I feel like it does work out for everybody. So let's get into your general reading. Let's get in your general reading first. Taurus, June 2019. Taurus, June 2019. Taurus, June 2019. One more. Taurus, June 2019. What is Taurus's focus, obstacle, advice, and most likely outcome for the month of June 2019? Please and thank you. All right, we have the Six of Swords, the Death card, Queen of Cups, and the Fool. Fantastic. Good stuff here. Good stuff here. Starting off. All right, so we did have the King of Swords kind of jump out. I feel like you're being very honest right now, okay? You're thinking things through logically. You're being very logical. I don't feel like you're overthinking things. I feel like you're just kind of like maybe trying to have a plan in place, but whatever you're thinking about, it's definitely a head over heart. You're thinking logically about, especially with the Queen of Cups here, and you know, the backside of her in your advice. I feel, you know, she didn't come up this way, so I feel like that's what you should be doing, okay? Kind of head over heart at the moment. But like I said, you're standing firm, you're standing your ground, being very practical, being very logical, not necessarily practical, but very logical, okay? And you're being very intentional with what you do. I even feel here like you're being very intentional with your thoughts. I feel like you are trying to change your vibration. You are trying to move forward, especially with the Six of Swords here. And you're just really working on changing your vibration. So you're being very intentional in what you do and what you think. In any communication that you have, but really just pretty solid. So you're very much in an air element right now, Taurus. All right, so your focus is the Six of Swords, moving forward, leaving the rough waters behind, leaving the chaos behind. You're not quite out of it yet, but you are looking for calmer waters. But you're not controlling the situation. You're not even trying to control the situation. That's interesting. So you're being very intentional. You're, like I said, very intentional. You're using your head, being very logical. But you're not controlling the situation. You're not even concerned with controlling the situation. You're really just concerned with moving forward, away from the past. You want to be to calmer waters. Maybe then you'll worry about planning and controlling the situation. But as it is now, you just want away from there. That's all you care about. You just want to away from the past. You just want to move forward. I definitely do see that here with the Death card here. You want to move forward. You want to move towards this, the positive part of the Death card, okay? Because this is the other side, you know, the typical Death card. Scorpio energy, but it doesn't mean you're dealing with a Scorpio. What I feel like you're really trying to do is move forward to the transformation part of the Death card, okay? So it's already ended, okay? You want it to just completely end so you can move forward. So whatever is going to grow from the situation you're leaving behind can grow. Not the situation can grow, but, you know, your next chapter, whatever you're going to be working on, so it can start, so it can grow. So you're not really controlling the situation. You're not even trying to. You're really just trying to get away from here so you can move towards here. Very interesting. I like what I'm seeing so far, Taurus. All right, so why is the Death card here as your obstacle? This is the obstacle. So I do feel, especially with how these cards are lined up, this is what you're trying to get to. But there's something like kind of blocking you from, or keeping you from getting here. The Ace of Pentacles in the reverse. So maybe you thought you were going to start a new job, or maybe something you started money-wise didn't really take off, or maybe you just don't have the finances right now to really move forward and start whatever it is you're wanting to start, okay? For some of you, I'm feeling that, you know, this is, the Pentacles is Earth, and y'all are Earth. Some of y'all might just be feeling that it's not quite time yet either. You're just trying to get through here. Like I said, you're really in an air energy right now. Kind of moving, you know, being intentional, moving forward, ready to manifest something new, to transform. You're just not quite there yet, so you're not trying to control the situation. You have faith, especially here. You have faith that this is going to happen when it happens. So all you can control right now is your thoughts. And so that's what I feel like you're doing, okay? So it's not that this isn't coming. It's just that it's just not time, and I feel like you feel like that. I feel like you understand that. All right? So your advice is to still stay detached emotionally from the situation, okay? The Queen of Cups here, really just feeling, especially with the King of Swords here, you're where you need to be. Your head is where you need to be, kind of detached for now, during this transition phase, so you don't get kind of trapped into going back, because sometimes our emotions can kind of get in and mess things up, muddle things up a little bit. The Judgment coming out. So, again, keep thinking about this logically. Keep being very intentional, okay? Some of you may have a final decision to make. Some of you might really have to make that final decision. Could be that there's still a few little decisions you have to make, or a major decision that you have to make that would really propel you out of this, but you haven't quite made it yet. Maybe you're still weighing the pros and cons. Maybe you're still thinking about it. Maybe you're waiting for some more clarity for it. I feel like you have the clarity you need. I don't feel like you need to learn anything else about it. I feel like you just need to make the decision. Make sure you keep your emotion out of it. This is your advice, so definitely head over heart decision here. I feel like you know the decision to make. Like I said, you've been up in this King of Swords energy. I feel like you know what it is. You just kind of need to make it. So you can start the Fool's Journey. So you can start over. Start something new, okay? So you can take that blind leap of faith, okay? Six of Cups. It did kind of come out sideways. Don't hold a grudge, all right? I'm kind of feeling like don't bring the past with you either. Don't bring any emotional baggage. So just don't hold a grudge about the past. Like, think about it logically. Be like, okay, this happened. This is what happened. I'm sure both of us were wrong in our own ways, or whatever the situation is. I might have messed up here. They messed up here. But, you know, we're all human. We make mistakes. I'm learning from this and moving forward. So I can, you know, I did learn stuff from this situation. So I'm going to take that on my journey. Not as baggage, but, you know, as, you know, I learned something. Three of Cups in the reverse here. Could be a three-party situation, I'm not gonna lie. I see this here with Cups. Like I said, having to think back and not bringing any emotional baggage. I feel like you definitely could have a reason to have a grudge. Could be, this is supposed to be general, even though love normally creeps up in here. So for some of you, there was a third-party situation. Don't hold on to it negatively, okay? It happens. I'm not saying that that makes it okay. That doesn't make it okay. But you don't need to hold on to the resentment and the, you know, the hurt and the betrayal and all the negative emotions there, because this is what you want. And in order to get this blind leap of faith, moving forward type of thing, I feel like you have to release the negative emotions here. Could be, though, for some of you, I feel like you may have some friendships around you that might not be on the up and up, so maybe you need to distance yourself from them while you start your journey. All right, Taurus, let's get into your love reading. Not a bad general reading. I definitely like where your head is at. Your goals are definitely right where they should be, I feel like. Just watch out for those pesky emotions, especially those negative ones, because you're being very intentional on keeping your vibe up. I feel like very intentional on your thoughts, so don't let those kind of creep in and kind of mess up what you've been working on. All right, Taurus. Oh, honeymoon. Flying out. Enjoy the bliss of this holiday time together. Could be that you met someone. Enjoy this time. Could be you just got married. Enjoy this time. It could be, I also read the honeymoon for singles. I read it as enjoy this time with yourself. I think I wouldn't read it this way if I wasn't single myself. And it took me a long time to kind of get here to where I'm pretty happy being single and just kind of enjoying this time with myself, enjoying this time, kind of finding out who I am. I was in a relationship for, you know, half my life, and it's like I'm just kind of coming back to me, and I'm just enjoying this time with myself and my friends right now. So I do read that for singles too. So if you're single and you're like, oh, honeymoon, great. You can read it that way too, as kind of a relationship with yourself that you are coming into. Pay attention to the red flags. The signs are cautioning you. Some of you, you know, your head's kind of being like, give your relationship a chance. Work on your partnership. So there's definitely some red flags going on. If this is an early relationship, okay, don't move too fast, but don't ignore red flags. Don't pretend they're not there. I feel like here with this pay attention to the red flags and give your relationship a chance, is if you are in a early relationship, don't ignore things that you notice. Don't ignore things that you see. Even if you're not in an early relationship, this is really kind of helpful for anybody, I feel like. Acknowledge them. Bring them up to your partner. Be honest. You know, be like, you know, such and such happened. That's kind of a red flag for me. I'm not saying I want to call it quits. I'm just saying that this really isn't okay with me. I feel like we need to kind of talk about this. So I feel like you just kind of need to be open with it, okay, and give it a real chance. But don't ignore the red flags. If anything, bring them up, and, you know, don't kind of like keep them in your head like, well, I saw this, because you might be reading it wrong. It might not be, you know, there's two sides to every story, and sometimes, you know, a red flag is exactly that, a red flag. But, you know, at least if you can be open and honest about it, you know, even if it doesn't work out and you end up needing to move on, you can do that without being like, well, you know, I did everything I could do in that situation. All right, Taurus, just be very practical, level-headed about it. Don't be accusatory or anything like that. A bunch of cards fell out, so too many. All right, Taurus, June 2019. What's happening for Taurus in love? See some love cards in there. Let's see if they come back out. What's the recent past, current energy, and the month ahead for Taurus for June 2019? Please and thank you. There's that death card again. In the reverse. Okay, don't think it wants to come there. Okay, so death there in the reverse, and the Knight of Pentacles there. So, again, your general reading could have definitely been talking about your love reading. Here's the death in the reverse. Could be Scorpio, but we have earth energy here too. But I feel like this is you since you're earth. You are not moving towards what this situation in the past, the situation that's not ending, you're not taking any action on it. You're not moving towards it. Could be for the best. We'll see what's happening here in your recent past. Justice in the reverse. 5 of Cups in the upright. 5 of Swords in the reverse. Again, the 5 of Swords coming out reversed. So with the Justice reversed, this could be Libra energy. We do have water here too. Scorpio pretty strong right now, and air energy. So right now we have Gemini, Libra, Aquarius here, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and Earth here with the Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. However, I do feel like this is kind of more your energy right now. So with the Justice in reverse, it's like there were secrets possibly. You know, or you were worried there were secrets, the truth wasn't coming out. Dishonesty, and it left you feeling really sad, okay? You were really worried about it. If you did find out about it, or you had suspicions of something, you were really sad about it, okay? You know, it kind of like hurt. It didn't kind of hurt, it did hurt, okay? It was like, it kind of, I kind of feel like it consumed you for a little while. Okay, it was like a really deep hurt I'm feeling with this. I don't always feel that with the 5 of Cups, but in the recent past, I feel like it didn't feel fair. Maybe it came out of nowhere. Could have been suspicions you had though, okay? But it kind of like knocked you down, and you were really, really sad about it. And you know, you just really felt the loss, really deeply, okay? But with a Five of Swords here in the reverse, again, I feel like you're choosing to move on from it. You're choosing to leave it be. But I also feel like it might kind of be coming back. It might try to keep coming back. But we'll see. What's the current energy? King of Pentacles. Look at you getting back in your element. Eight of Swords. Page of Cups in the reverse. Again, still the same signs. We haven't seen any fires. Did we have any fire in your... I don't think we have. Okay, so King of Pentacles. I feel like this is you. You're kind of... like you're trying to come back to being practical. Come back to your element. Again, I felt like here you were kind of more in your element. You weren't moving towards the past. In fact, I feel like you're trying to move towards your future and coming back to you. Still, some things you're feeling trapped about. Probably why the death isn't coming out. You need to let him go. You can absolutely get out of this situation. It's in your head, even though you have been pretty logical up till now. I feel like you will see that you're not stuck here. You know, not that you're keeping yourself here, but you kind of are. Because you did have kind of the advice, it's time to make a decision to completely move forward. And current energy, you're not making any love offers. You're not, if y'all are communicating, it's little to none. You're not really open to it. You're not really open to sending communication or receiving communication. I feel like you are done with this. At least currently, you're done with this emotionally, okay? I feel like you're just trying to come back to yourself. I feel like you're trying to be practical about the situation, about the relationship, and probably, kind of focusing on your money too. Change is coming this month, and it's coming in quick. Oh, there's that King of Swords again. Ooh, Taurus. Yep. Just let it go. Just let it go, because it's coming in quick, okay? Whatever change is happening, it's going to happen fast, all right? Whatever's coming in or whatever's changing is going to be fast, all right? And here's the King of Swords again. Your energy, in the general reading, your overall energy, what you're embodying, being very intentional. And being very intentional on what you're going to start manifesting, what you want to create, what you want to attract, all right? You are going to definitely be manifesting and bringing in something new for June, I believe. And it's going to be fast. Like, once you make that change, once you make that decision to get unstuck from here, I do feel like this is kind of at the center of your reading. So once you can kind of use that air energy to see the situation clearly for what it is, you're going to kind of be like, oh, well, look, I can see clearly now. I feel like here you've almost... I just heard, like, fake it till you make it. I do feel like you kind of have been faking it till you make it. That's with the intentional thing, because you felt stuck. I feel like you felt stuck, okay? But you're like, I'm still going to think positively. Even if I'm not really feeling it, I'm going to think positively. And I feel like this is what's changing. This is what's bringing this change in, because one of these, soon... You're not going to be faking it anymore. You're going to be like, no, I'm the King of Swords here. Like, I'm honest. I'm practical. I'm a leader. I'm strategic. I have the brains to do and create whatever it is I want. And I just feel like you're going to be like pretty unstoppable. So I feel like for the most part, you have a little bit of stuff to work through here with these two cards, but for the most part, June's going to be a really good month for you. You are going to be in the Magician, creating change, and it's going to be fast. Okay, the Eight of Swords, those are Eight of Wands, I'm sorry, those, it's like there's a fire lit under your ass or something. Okay, it's just like bam, you go from like this kind of energy to just blazing ahead, moving forward. So that's great. Let's pull some advice for you, Taurus. Not sure how much advice you need, because you seems to got it going on. You seems to got it figured out. Just a few things that you're working through. But overall, a pretty good reading. And I do feel like June, you had the Fool and your General as your outcome, and then you had the Magician and the King of Swords as your outcome. You know, your month ahead for June. So definitely good things coming for you, Taurus. And it's going to come in fast, so be ready for it. Be ready for it. What advice do you have for my Taurus friends for June 2019? Please and thank you. That's too much. What advice do you have for my Taurus friends for June 2019? I did feel like that was one. Page of Cups. Interesting. Your current energy is not really open to love, but it's kind of saying maybe you should open yourself up to love. Just open yourself up for communication, I feel like. Seven of Swords in the reverse. Be honest and open about what's going on with you, okay? Just be honest and open with your emotions, with your where you are, especially when dealing with other people. 10 of Pentacles. Okay, this is the long-term card. This might be the commitment card for some. You need to, Aries energy, the Emperor, come in here. Okay, so you aren't really trying to control where you're headed, which is good, I feel like. But you do need to, I feel like, kind of take a little bit more control. Maybe plan ahead for the long term, because the 10 of Pentacles, like I said, is the long-term commitment card type of thing. Could be you need to kind of control your finances a little bit more. Watch your finances a little bit more with that Emperor. All right, and be strategic. All right, which you still are. 2 of Swords. Make that decision. Make that decision. See, I told you there's a decision you needed to make. Make it. 7 of Pentacles. You don't need to learn anything about the situation. You don't need to reassess it. You don't need to think about it. You already know everything there is to know about it, okay? You don't need to go back and revisit it. You don't need to give it anything, okay? It's kind of done, okay? It's kind of like what's done is done. You know what was done. You kind of know what happened. There's nothing really to learn, okay? There's nothing really here to nurture either. There's nothing here to grow. So it's kind of time to leave it behind, you know, make a decision and stop really reassessing and seeing if there's if there's something you missed. Stop trying to make up facts or something. Stop trying to get more insight. There's no more insight, okay? You have what you need to go moving forward, okay? So plan on your long-term security. Work on that. Kind of be in control of your finances for sure. And be in control of your decision, okay? If you make a decision, stick to it, all right? The Emperor doesn't make a decision and then be like, well, was that right? No, he makes a decision and he sticks with it. So stick with it, Taurus. All right, Taurus, I think that's pretty much all I have for you. Overall, I do feel like this is a good reading, just some things that you're working through. I do feel like June is going to be a good month for you. So I guess I'll leave it here and I will see you next week.